What if I told you that within a couple of minutes you could have your own ChatGPT in your pocket that listens to your messages, stores them for memory, and then replies to you with like a response from ChatGPT or from any AI model that you want to use? Well, using n8n we can do that. I'm going to show you an example now. So I've got a Telegram bot here which will take a message that I'm going to send it. It will like process it accordingly, whether it's voice or text, and then it'll pass it through to the AI agent and then output the message and then output a reply back to me in Telegram. So if I just send a message, hello, what's 100, 1,000 plus whatever that number is, boom, and then send it off, it'll pass through the automation and then it'll come back with a reply. So that equals to 240,578 apparently. So as you can see, it replies to text, and then if I also send it a message saying, hello, how are you doing today? It'll go back through, it'll transcribe it into text, then it'll put it through, and then it'll reply with a response. So as you can see, it figured out what I was trying to say, give us a reply. So I'm going to show you how to make this right now in this video, and it's very, very, very simple. What I've built here is not going to replace like ChatGPT or any AI models that you might use. This is simply just to teach you how to use n8n automations and AI agents to either make your daily life easier by creating an AI agent that will help you with whatever you need to do on a day-to-day basis, or it will help you within your business if you want to try and create AI agents to automate tasks and to maybe sell these AI agents onto other businesses. Very, very, very helpful if you know how to use n8n. This is simply just a beginner scenario that I'm going to teach you how to make. So I'm starting a new workflow now just to explain to you how you do this exactly. So what we're going to do first of all is for every single automation that you're going to make, you're going to need a trigger. This is essentially what like triggers the scenario to run basically. So we're going to add the first step, which is a trigger. You can either choose it to trigger manually or trigger on whenever, but what we're going to use for this is a Telegram trigger. So I'm going to type in Telegram, and then it'll be over here, it'll be on message. So we're going to put that in there. Now what you're first of all going to need to do is you're going to connect it with your Telegram account. So all you need to do this is to click on the bar here. Mine's already linked because I've already done this, but create a new credential, and then it'll ask for an access token here. So what you're going to need to do for this is you're going to need to go to Telegram, and in this search bar here, you're going to want to search for bot father, which is this guy here. He'll look like this, and he'll have 3 million monthly users. And once you got on there, all you need to do is type in here /new bot, like that, /new bot. This will then ask for a name, so we're going to name it ChatGPT Telegram. I don't know, anything. This doesn't need to be anything special. It's just so when you have the bot, it shows the name there. Now this next bit is a bit special. You need to have a unique name, and it needs to end with _bot. So let's say personalized ChatGPT. Oh shit, no spaces. Personalized ChatGPT 1525 _bot. Boom. You don't need to remember what this username is. It just needs to be unique for the bot. So send that across, and then it'll reply with use this token. So you just want to copy that, put it into the access token. As simple as that. Press save. And now you've got a Telegram trigger. Once this tests, you want to come out of this. No thanks. I don't know why it's popping up with that. But anyways, now we want to come out of this as well. And we're simply just going to test the workflow. So let me just click execute workflow. It's going to be listening for a Telegram event. So we're going to go to Telegram now. I'm going to click on the message there. It'll say like, you'll find the chat here. Click on that, press start, and then just simply type a message, hi or hello. Oh well, we've already executed the workflow because we said /start apparently, but so we'll do that, and then it'll update with the current like response. We'll click into that. We'll see the output here on the right side. Always in n8n, it goes like the configurations in the middle, the inputs are on the left and the outputs are on the right. So the next thing we're going to want to add is we want to add functionality to be able to decide whether the message is text or whether it's voice, because we need to process both of these differently. So what we're going to add is we're going to add a switch. Oh, switch. Now what this does essentially is it will change the route of the output depending on what input it receives. So like as you can see, there's one branch coming off. That's just because we haven't set up multiple routes yet. But when we set up multiple routes, there'll be 2 branches coming off, or 3 depending on how many you set up. So what we're going to do first of all is change this to string and then exists, and then we're also going to have to send another message to the AI to the Telegram bot, sorry. So we're going to press execute workflow, and then we're just going to send a text message, hello. Boom. Now that's sent, it'll execute. And then we're going to click into this where it says value 1 here. You want to go down to the chat thing here, and then it says text at the bottom. Drag that in there. So now it says if this text message exists, then it'll do that route. And we're also going to press rename output here and just rename it to text. This is just so that we can see which branch each route's going down. Now we're going to click add routing rule because now we need to do the voice. We're going to do string exists again. And then in this value 1, we need to add the voice file that we're sending. So as you can see, there is no voice file yet, so we're going to need to execute the workflow again. So just come out of it, press execute workflow, go into your Telegram, and just type just send a voice message. So hello, this is a voice message. So we'll send that voice message across. As you can see, it's processed it as a voice message without we even needing to do anything. As you can see, it didn't go down the branch route, the text route, sorry. So we'll click into it now. Where it says here on the left side where the inputs are, you'll see voice, and then there'll be a file ID. Drag that in there so it says the voice file ID exists, and then it'll know to go down that. And then again, we can output the new, and again we can change the output name. So we'll just put voice. That's all done. What we're going to do first is we're going to either need to process the text or process the voice. So we'll do the voice first just because it's a bit more convoluted. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get the actual file from Telegram. So go here, type in Telegram, and then type in get a file. Boom. And then make sure the Telegram account is linked. You don't need to do this again if you've already done it. It'll be there already done. But where it says file ID here, you want to go down to the inputs, get the file ID, put it in. And now I just need to reorganize that so that's sorted. But as you can see, we've got getting the file here, so that's getting the voice file. So now we're actually getting the voice file. We need to actually understand what's being said in the voice file. So you want to click the little plus here, type in OpenAI, because this is where we're going to get transcriber recording. So type in transcribe. So once you've added transcriber recording and you've clicked into it, it's going to ask for credentials to connect with. This is simply just you need to connect it with OpenAI to be able to communicate with the OpenAI API. So what you want to do is click the drop down, click create new credentials, and then simply just go into it. So simply create new credentials. So once you've clicked create new credentials, you're going to be asked for an API key. Now, if you don't know where to get the API key, if you click on the docs here, it brings you to a useful place to get the API key. So you need to create an account, and then go to the keys page here, and then it'll tell you where to get the key from. So to get a new key, all you need to do is create new key, type in a name, and then create secret key, and then it'll be there to copy and paste. And then once you've done it, you can't see it again. Once you've actually generated a key, you can't see it again. So just make sure you have that in mind. But once you've done that, you want to go back to your n8n automation. So once you're back on n8n, you simply just need to paste in the API key to the to here, and then press save. That's all you need to do. I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again. Once you've created the transcriber recording module, all you need to do now is just kind of execute it so you can see what it looks like. So we'll execute workflow. We'll go back to Telegram. We'll send it another message. Hello, how are you doing? Now it's going to take a little bit, but once it does, boom, it'll react, and then we'll see a green tick if it works successfully. We'll click into it now, and we'll see that there's an output here which gets the text, hello, how are you doing? So as you can see, it's heard what we've said well, and it's understood it. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to process the text side of things. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add something called an edit fields. Right here, edit fields bracket set. Want to add that in, click here, just type in text for the name, and then string, and then the value is going to be the text message that you send Telegram. So because we were just working with the voice file side of things, in the history it's going to have the voice files. So what we need to do is we need to get the text into the history just so we can work on the text side of things. So we're going to press execute workflow here. We're going to send it a text message. Boom, it's got the text message I last sent. Now we're going to click into this, and it's going to over here it'll be blank, or it'll say like over here it'll say this. You want to click on it, type in text, keep it as string, and then the value is going to be the text message that you send it. So if you go to the switch here, see the text at the bottom there, just drag that in, boom, like that, and then it'll output text like that. So now that's all configured, we can go out with this, we can press execute workflow again just to test it if you want to. Hello. And then you'll see it go through with a tick. So now once we've got the processing for both the text and the voice, we're going to need to create an AI agent that will understand what we're saying and what we're like, how to respond and develop a response for you. So you're going to want to right click on the AI here, AI agent, click on that, boom. Change this from chat trigger mode. Fucking hell, say that 5 times fast. Change it to define below, and then that's all we really need to do here for now. But what you want to do is you want to add the chat model, which essentially is just like the model that you're going to use, what's going to do all the thinking for you. Essentially it's the brain. Go on here, I'm just going to use OpenAI just because we've already set up the credentials for that, so it's easier and it's like ready to use. So I'll add OpenAI. Once you're in the OpenAI chat model configuration, you can decide what kind of model you want to use. So you want to click on the list here, you can decide which one you want to use. I use 4.1 mini just because it's cheapest, or cheaper, and it's good. But once you have the brain there, now we need to connect the other modules. So we'll go here, drag that across as well. And then want to go back into the AI agent, and where it says prompt here, you want to change this to expression. And then you simply want to go to your edit fields here, drag the text in here, like that, and it'll say json.text, which is exactly what you need. Now, you might be like, well, that's going to work with the text, but how's it going to work with a voice? Well, luckily, the output for transcriber recording also outputs as json.text, so it's the exact same both ways, and it doesn't need to be any kind of more, like thought put into it. It just works. So once we've got that all set up, we can just set up the reply Telegram message. So go here, type in Telegram. It doesn't have to be Telegram, by the way. That you can do Slack messages. I think you can do Discord as well. Yeah, you can do Discord messages if you want to do it that way as well. So we're just going to type in Telegram here, text message, boom, there. Link it with your Telegram account. I think mine's 2. Is that right? No, it's 3. Okay, I created the other bot, the new bot. Right, and then we're going to need to get the chat ID, which is simply just the ID of the thread that you're sending. So we're going to send a message here and execute the workflow. So execute workflow. What we're going to actually do is we're going to quickly delete this for now. Execute the workflow. Send a text message or a voice message if you want to do it that way. Boom. And then we're going to go here. I'm also going to quickly pin the reply to this just so it saves time. But you want to go here, go to Telegram again, make sure the credentials are good. Go down to chat ID. If you go to the Telegram trigger here, you'll scroll down, you'll see chat and then ID. Drag that across, and then you want to drag the text that you send, obviously. But the text is going to be the output from the AI agent. So go to the top, AI agent, output, drag that into text, and then it'll say, like, you can see a little preview of what the reply was just because of what we got in the history. And then we can do that. If we go back into this and we press execute step, it should send the text message. Boom, as you can see, I've got the reply. Hello, how can I assist you again? How can I assist you today? This message was sent automatically with n8n. You can remove that if you want to do that. I'll show you how to do that right now, actually. If you go to additional fields, append n8n attribution, click on that, just disable that, and then you don't have that on the bottom of every message, which is nice. And then we can execute it again if you want to see that, I believe. Yeah. Boom. Gets rid of that little message on the bottom, the little footer. So now what do? Well, we've got the AI agent working. We can send it whatever we want and it will reply with a response. So make sure you have execute, like waiting for trigger. And then type in a message. What is the color green? It's going to go through. It might reply with yes, that's because we've still got that pinned. We'll unpin that quickly, and it will reply with a message. The color green is a color visible in the visible spectrum of light. Blah 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 blah. So that's working now. Alright, so once we've got all this set up, we're basically done. There's one more thing we can add to make it a little bit better, and that's to add a memory to your AI agent so that it can understand previous messages. What we're going to do for this is we're going to go to the memory bit here, click the little plus. Simple memory is all we need. Where it says connected chat trigger mode node, change that to define below, and you want to go to your inputs here, go to your Telegram trigger, go to the chat ID and put the chat ID in there. If you don't see any inputs here, you just need to execute the workflow, send it a message, either voice or text, and then you'll get that ID there that you can put in. But we're putting that in the memory there, and now we're going to test it out. So we're just going to say, why is the Earth round? Going to give her a response, and as you can see, we'll get the reason why the Earth is round. But also, as you can see, it's added to the memory, so there's two things in the memory here. If we go into it, we can see what actually is in the memory. So it just has like their last message and then my last message and the responses. So it's very nice. You can have as much memory as you want. When you're configuring it, the context window length is the number of messages that it remembers. So that's essentially it. Like, we've got a working AI agent here. This is the bare minimum basic AI agent you can make with n8n, but it just kind of shows you the basics of what you can actually accomplish with n8n. So if I go here, hello, what is 55 times 5 million? It's going to go through. We need to execute the workflow. You'll see it'll go through the voice, transcribe it, get the AI agent and send a reply. Now this is literally just scratching the surface of what can be done with AI agents and automations with n8n. As we go further down the line, I'm going to go into more business side of things, ways that you can make money using this, by sort of giving you ideas of how you can use like faceless automation YouTube channels or TikTok accounts by creating AI videos and then uploading them automatically. So if you want to see that, then make sure you drop a subscribe and like the video. But that's all for me in this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.